What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got more breaking news, more details involving the mega super fight that's going to take place September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Allegiant Stadium, better known as the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, right? With that said, it's between two first ballot Hall of Famers. One being four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered one of the faces of the sport of boxing, in Saul Canelo Alvarez, and a cash cow in the sport of boxing. And the other is the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford, who also is the four-division champion, two-division undisputed champion. Canelo's the undisputed super middleweight and still the unified super middleweight. With that said, they're going to face off September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, a super fight under the tutelage of His Excellency, Turki Alalshikh. And details have been coming out slowly but surely. And now the purses have come out. And it's said that Canelo Alvarez is going to make a guaranteed $75 million. A whopping $75 million. And Terrence Bud Crawford is going to make a whopping $50 million guaranteed up front for this fight. But that's not where it ends. They're going to get a 70-30 split in the pay-per-view, which means they're going to split 100% of the pay-per-views because His Excellency, Turki Alalshikh, is not interested in the profit. He's interested in turning over the sport. So that means that Canelo Alvarez is going to get 70% and Terrence Crawford is going to get 30%. This is very familiar, right? Because there was another face of the sport of boxing, a Mexican superstar, a first ballot Hall of Famer, a sixth division champion, Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya. And he took on the pound for pound number one fighter in the world who was undefeated and a four-division champion. Pay-per-view star, but not a pay-per-view superstar, in Floyd Mayweather Jr. back in 2007. And guess what? Oscar De La Hoya got 70% of the pay-per-view revenue, and Floyd got 30% of the pay-per-view revenue. Now, they were both in their 30s as well. They're both in their 30s, Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. So it looks like history is repeating itself. And when Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, he became the cash cow. Now, the difference is he was much younger than Terrence Crawford. See, Terrence Crawford is 37. Floyd Mayweather, I believe, was 32 at the time. So he had a lot of years still ahead of him that he was able to flourish with his new status of being the cash cow and face of the sport of boxing. And Oscar was about 36 and was on his way out. So with that said, now history is repeating itself. Slight difference. But that's a massive amount of money on the table. This means that Canelo Alvarez, when it's all said and done, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford Canelo Alvarez will make at least $100 million, it looks like, because this fight, and we're not even talking about the undercard, right? The undercard for this fight, what's that going to look like? That's probably going to be stacked, okay? So if you're saying that Canelo Alvarez is going to get 70%, if this fight does 1 million pay-per-views, okay, let's say it's $80, right? And the fight is $80 and it does 1 million pay-per-views, right? That means it will do $80 million at $80, right? And so Canelo Alvarez would get 70% of that. 70% of it. That's a massive amount of money. And that's a massive amount of money for Terrence Bud Crawford. So both fighters would see the very least $70 million a piece for this showdown. This is huge. Now, I know that there's talks that Canelo Alvarez could be fighting Jake Paul in May for Cinco de Mayo weekend. I don't know how true that is. But I know that Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso, they have their sights set on William Skull. That's the fight that they want. So, again, these are the details that's being told to me. Both fighters will make over $70 million. That's huge. That's huge. Because this fight is going to do 1 million pay-per-views. I mean, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford did 750,000. This fight is going to do 1 million pay-per-views. For sure. So, let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. And again, Turki Alalshikh is in the business of stacking the undercard. So, unlike now, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence had a good undercard. Tank and Ryan had a good undercard. But it ain't going to look nothing like what Turki going to do with the undercard of Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. Huge. Huge. Which is going to push it and guarantee it's going to do 1 million pay-per-views. And Turki, again, is not looking to get a return on his investment. So for all the people telling you that Turki got run out of the sport of boxing, they a lie. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Well, they said he got run out of the United States. Well, he getting put on the biggest fight and the biggest event in the United States at a football stadium, at Allegiant Stadium. The first boxing event in Las Vegas Raider Allegiant Stadium history. Tells you everything you need to know. I'm gone. Peace.